Let's have a ball.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Atisya. People usually call me Tisha. My student ID number is 20400124013 from PBA. Based on the research results, English learners in Indonesia have difficulty in producing consonants and vowels in English. In this case, researchers have recommended that English learners in Indonesia need to know 7 consonant pronunciations. The first is the problem about producing sound V. An example that we can take is the word villa. In the word, this pronunciation that should be villa, but students usually pronounce it villa. The pronunciation of V in the word villa is a voice sound, so it must be V. And producing is another problem that learners face in producing English sounds as in the word worthy, which should be pronounced worthy in English, but is pronounced worthy by the learners. The third problem is producing sound as in the word birthday. That should be articulated birthday, but it's articulated birthday in learners. And the sound is also the problem to pronounce in English is the word purchase. The learners will play sound, it's like purchase. And the last distinct English sound that cannot be found in Indonesian phonetic system is sound, the word bridge. That should be pronounced bridge, but the learners tend to pronounce bridge. The next problem is producing sound, the word unusual, in which should be pronounced unusual, but is pronounced unusual by the learners. The last consonant, which also becomes a problem to the learners, is sound Z, as the word present should be present, but it becomes present, in which sound Z is replaced by sound S. And for the problem about producing English vowels, actually have 12 vowels and diphthongs of English, but here I just give one example of the problem in producing vocals. In the medial possession can be seen in the word perfect, in which the word ought to be pronounced perfect, but the learners pronounce it as perfect. This confusion occurs because of two main factors. The first point, learners do not have knowledge about the English political system before they learn English pronunciation, whereas knowledge about English politics accustomed to English vowel sounds that do not exist in Indonesian, for example, English long vowel. The second, although some learners are accustomed to vowels because they have been introduced at the beginning of their learning, and they still cannot pronounce English short and long vowels both inside and outside the classroom. As a researcher, he strongly suggests learners to learn English phonetics and practice more before learning English pronunciation. The researcher believes that this effort will form learners to get a good foundation for good English pronunciation. According to Sen, not simply imitate their teachers to be able to pronounce certain sounds in English correctly. Therefore, English teachers must be able to form English sounds in front using their speech organs, because this method is one of the ways of linguistic learning, namely phonetics, and this will form learning to minimize or even avoid pronunciation errors. According to Pallawa, English sounds for Indonesian students cause many problems. These problems can be seen clearly in the mistake they make when pronouncing vowels and consonants. In this case, Pallawa urges that the consonant interference of the mother tongue learning system in the target language is a causal factor. Brown says that the main obstacle to second language acquisition is the interference of the first language system with the second language system, and that a scientific and structural analysis of the two language in question will produce the taxonomy of linguistic contracts between the two, which in turn will enable linguistics to predict the identity. Brown says that the main obstacle to second language acquisition is the interference of the first language system with the second language system, and the scientific and structural analysis of the two language is in question will produce a taxonomy of linguistic contrast between the two, which in turn will enable linguistics to predict the difficulties that learners will encounter. In addition, Storko asserts that since learners tend to transfer their native language structural habits to the foreign language, here we have the main source of difficulty or is in learning foreign language structures. To minimize the influence of the mother tongue, especially in pronunciations, Palawa further becomes the successful acquisition of the phonological representation requires accurate phonetic perception because it has been empirically proven that phonetic system helps in the development of good reading and speaking skills. And I agree with this because by learning phonetics, we are directly taught how the sound is produced according to the practice of using the mouth organ. That's all my answer that I can fit. So thank you for the attention. Thank you for the watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi